Karl Isenburg and Associates, and we were just talking about the fact that this market is insane. There are more licensed realtors than there are homes for sale, and it creates interesting situations, and the consumer has perceptions that we don't always think about. For example, Nikki, you and I were just talking about someone that you knew that was intending to sell their home without a realtor. Is that correct?
Yes.
And what was the reason that they said they wanted to do that?
Basically, it was more cash in their pocket, less profit that they had to pay to the agent.
So their whole point of view was, I'm going to make more money by not hiring a realtor.
Right.
And I'll be able to capture that commission I would have had to have paid a realtor.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yeah.
And that's interesting. Sure, we've run into this a lot, and it's because people look at one part of that equation, especially with for sale by owners, and they're focused on that commission.
Yes.
What's interesting though is you have to ask the question: if I'm a buyer and I'm going to a for sale by owner, why am I wanting to do that? Mainly because I want to capture that commission. Or the consumer publics, they're not stupid. They've got, I mean, this is you have to realize that the sophistication of our marketplace is completely different. And the normal home buyer and home seller are much smarter than they've been in past years. And they have the internet handy. You can't fool anyone anymore. So it's true value proposition, the real reason. And so you go into a for sale by owner situation like that, and you're the seller and I'm the buyer, and we go into a negotiation. It all depends on how much experience you have and how much experience I have in terms of how that deal gets made. And we all know that you're going to be able to sell the home probably more than what you want for. But if you're going on Zillow or Redfin or going to Maricopa County Public Record to try to determine value, what if you or your person that you know guesses wrong?
Exactly.
What if they come in at this number? Because what if they went out and had it appraised? Well, if you have it appraised, what did you? How you did BPOs for years? Sure.
Yes, I did.
And you were when the market crashed, you survived by working for the banks. And you did how many of those a day did you do?
I was doing 5 a day.
Okay.
And over a period of like 3 years, probably.
Wow.
But even right now, Zillow says they can't keep up with the market. So if you're going on Zillow to figure out what your value is, or Street Scout, you aren't getting all your money.
Yeah. Because it comes back down to boots on the ground, knowing the neighborhood, what can I get, right? And it has to do more with supply and what are those homes that are for sale, and being able to range it into like and kind homes, and then having some experience in terms of the monthly appreciation, because when we run comps now, it's a whole different art form now.
Now we add in the market appreciation monthly,
Right.
where in the past that's not something we did.
Right, and then we set it aside, and we then take our cumulative 45 years, no, sorry, I can't add, 50 years of experience, and say, well, what do you think we can get? And we pick a number. And then, if we end up with multiple offers, Mr. For Sale by Owner, how are you going to manage that?
Right.
How do you do it to where the deal doesn't fall through? And if it does fall through, you've got someone in your back pocket. And how do you make sure that these little contingencies that are out there, you don't get, well, I use a bad word, but you don't get screwed, right? How does a seller win? And it has to do with making sure the deal goes through and the buyer's got skin in the game.
Right.
And the same thing with a buyer in that environment is, boy, do we really earn our money then, because we are doing whatever it takes to get in, negotiate as best we can, and then close escrow. And we've been very successful, I would say, on a percentage basis, which I don't have the real data, but I would say that we are like 99% better than most of our competition. How's that sound?
And I think you need to add that a seller, when they sign off on that contract, there's no out.
Right.
There's no contingency. There's not, I made a mistake, I want to move on to the next one.
I don't want to sell my house anymore. We're like, oh, okay, but show me how you can contractually get out of that deal. Whereas, as an agent, if we have a seller that says they don't want to sell the house anymore, we're like, okay, let's make sure we're strategic about that, and we find a way to get you out of there without getting sued, right?
Right.
So those are the things that sometimes they don't see that, and that's an interesting conversation. But when it comes to selling homes, we really know how to market that and take care of that and bring it home.
Yeah, the exposure is the most important piece.
Right.
exposure to the other agents, the websites that we have access to. If you're selling it by owner, you're just gonna be on Zillow, and that's not a spot where agents with buyers wanting to buy now are going to be looking at.
And relationships are important, so if we're a member of a big brokerage, where there's 2,500 agents here, and they're always looking for it, what do you have coming on, you know, and if you're a for sale by owner, you don't have that.
Right. But whether or not it's a for sale by owner, if I'm looking to sell my home, okay, we treat all of our listings, even if they're affordable, okay, like our multi-million-dollar listings.
Absolutely.
In terms of the marketing that we do and the things that we do. We've had some situations, Sherry, where we had listings we didn't think were going to go on the market, and then when they went on the market, there were some surprises, were there not?
Yes.
Because people
yes.
wanted to hurry things up.
Yes, yes.
But with our experience, we were able to dance around that.
We have vendors that can get on things and get things taken care of right away. A lot of for sale by owners don't. And we've been standing in listings where we're like, there's no way this is going to end up on the market. And 48 hours later, we're have a multiple offer situation.
Right, because we did the things that needed to be done and presented it in the way it needed to be presented to assure the absolute highest price possible with the cleanest transaction possible.
Right.
So I guess in summary, list with us. We're absolutely the choice you should have.